Starting to exercise regularly for the first time can be intimidating, especially if you're joining a new gym by yourself. It's okay not to be an expert in health and fitness, but you can do damage to your body if your posture is wrong. Express.co.uk chatted to Jason Bone, head of strength at Flex Chelsea, and Holly Grant, founder of Pilates PT, at ThePilates on Instagram, to find out the top 6 mistakes people make in the gym and how to correct them. Heels rising in a squat. One big mistake gym newbies make is allowing their heels to rise while they're squatting, with weight or without. Jason said, try to keep the weight on your heels as best you can. Sometimes your hips might be too tight to be able to get low in a squat, so work on your hip mobility and stretch out your hip flexors and glutes. Shoulders rise when performing any pulling exercise. If you notice your shoulders rising when performing any pulling exercise, listen up. Jason explained, often people have an imbalance between upper and lower traps. Our upper traps will often work a lot harder than they need to, so strengthen your lower traps by doing exercises like scapular pull-ups. Weight on the front of the foot in a lunge. If you've spotted that you put your weight on the front of your foot when lunging, you need to fix it. Jason said, there is a tendency to push off your toes in a lunge, but this will engage your quads more than your post chain. Start with a static lunge and concentrate on push-up from your heel. Using their neck muscles to sit up. Remember, a sit-up is for your abs, not your neck. Jason said, think about the contraction of your abs, start with slow and controlled movements and keep your eyes on the ceiling. It's not about coming all the way up, it's about the ability to keep the contraction in your abs. Lower back arching in an overhead press. When performing an overhead press, make sure you don't arch your back. Jason said, it's vital to keep a contraction in your abs and your glutes squeezed. It's possible your shoulders are too tight, so you compensate by arching your back, so focus on improving your mobility in your shoulders before you start pressing over your head. Forgetting your spine health. When performing heavy lifts such as deadlifts, squats, and lunges, you need to keep an eye on your spine. Holly explained, big compound movements are actually really technical and tricky to master. However, because they are well known, many beginners head to the gym, load themselves up with barbells or dumbbells, and get cracking into these moves. Whilst I actively want people to get stronger and fitter, and of course try these moves, we must ensure they are performed well first and foremost. The main reason you need to practice these exercises is to ensure the correct muscles are used and to make sure the dominant muscles don't take over. Practicing will ensure you are safe and don't injure yourself. Holly added, when practicing compound movements you must consider the shape of your spine. Ideally when we hip hinge, we want to maintain a fairly neutral spine. If you imagine the distance between the hip bones and lowest rib, that shouldn't change as you hinge at the hip. If that distance grows, there is a chance you're heading towards lumbar extension, a back bend essentially. That can aggravate the lower back muscles. If the distance shortens, you'll be in lumbar flexion and tucking under. You can watch videos or tutorials about these moves online so you know what your technique should look like, but make sure they are made by trained fitness and health professionals. On top of that, use the mirrors in the gym to help your technique by looking at your form and comparing it to what you have seen online. Holly recommends mastering the technique before you start adding on weight. Related articles: Rebel Wilson weight loss, personal trainer workout plan and tips. Michael Mosley shares effective exercise to help lose belly fat. Fitness, how to find the perfect workout at every age.